What's your take on investing in the Ugandan real estate?
I think the real estate industry is developing, and if you to compare 5-10 years back, it's really progressing, and the picture I have for real estate in Uganda is so promising compared to how it began, because currently at least people are embracing it, and the appreciation value is really getting not diminished like it used to be before. At least there is progress.
I saw a comment and it quite perturbed me, because this person was saying investing in Ugandan real estate is a scam. How can investing in Ugandan real estate be a scam? Really? A scam? Ugandan real estate? That cannot be possible. Now, Uganda is one of those countries with a huge housing deficit. How does investing in a country with a very huge housing deficit be a scam? It can't be possible. First of all, the demand is too great than the supply. The number of houses we are developing and releasing or delivering every year is very little, very few, compared to the number of housing units that are needed in this country. What's your take on the Ugandan real estate?
My take, I think it offers a lot of opportunity for people like diaspora and those people who think that they can't really build homes and or they can't afford or they don't have relatives to support them. So that's what I think. And again, they really offer good payment plan, which makes anyone that can afford a property at their own
pace.
Yes.
So what areas do you think we can improve on in the real estate industry?
The real estate industry, I think, is the quality of when you are finishing. I think the building fine. But I think you have improved comparing from the first building where maybe there was a lot of compliance, and the current building, I can see there's a lot of improvement. So if you continue to improve to make it more quality, especially on the finishing parts, that would be great.
Okay, please.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
And also to make sure that every estate has management, that managing.
Oh, management is a very important issue.
Yeah.
I wanted to know your take on investing in the Ugandan real estate.
Thank you. My take on investing in Ugandan real estate, I think so far it is the best investment I can say, whereby you invest and you expect your money back. There is no loss. The value is always appreciating, and it is the way to go. Everyone wants to own a home. Everyone wants to own a property. So, to me, I think it is the best investment idea. One can always choose or take.
Okay, what do you think are the improvement areas we have to work on?
Most especially in condominium space, I think the improvement area should be in the size of the rooms. Some people usually complain they are small. Then of course some finishing, it's not somehow some people think it's not on the standard. Then I think it is always important also at the point of finishing, if let's say customer has bought, you allow the customer to make a choice of their colors, choice of how they want the house to be designed, so that there is no dictatorship. In that way, one feels like they own something.
What do you think can be improved on the Ugandan real estate? What improvements do you think we need?
I think the improvement that basically is needed in the real estate is more of the sensitization about the people who want to venture into real estate. It's not just a matter of venturing into real estate, but getting the knowledge. It's not buying just that condo. You have to have the knowledge why you're buying it.
Why you're buying it?
Yeah, why you're buying, why you're investing, and why you're participating into the real estate. With that, if you have the knowledge of real estate, you're going to have it right. You're not going to meander.
So if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do so. Subscribe so that we can grow this page. And as you're doing that, just know that Uganda's Kampala currently in the world has the most expensive housing units. So definitely investing in Uganda's real estate can't be a scam. Thank you for subscribing. So what's your take on the Ugandan real estate?
Ugandan real estate business is quite a lucrative business since it is still some virgin business to be investing in Uganda. Yeah.
Do you think it's a business that that thrives? Like if I invest in the real estate business, I'll not be making a loss, especially within the Ugandan industry.
No, you
Sure.
wouldn't make a loss.
Now, we should know that Uganda is a welcoming country to almost all refugees around Africa. Ethiopia, Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Somalia. It is all Uganda to house them. People come into Uganda for refugee purposes, and they need houses. You get the housing deficit in Uganda is quite great. For investing in the real estate industry in Uganda to be a scam, it can't be a scam. It's not possible. Why do I say it's not possible? If you own a property, you own a house, you own land, these are assets. And what people want is they buy a house and they want to break even within a year or something. This is an asset. It is going to be there for generations. If you buy a house, even your grandchildren will stay in that house or benefit from the rental income that will come from that house. So it won't break even immediately, but after some time it will definitely break even. I think that is why let's be patient with our real estate investments. If you bought a house, you don't expect it to immediately give you you maybe immediately get the money out that you put in the property. No, it will take time. These are assets you get. First of all, you can use this asset that you've bought, whether a property or land or whatever you've bought in the real estate industry, you can use it as an asset to get a loan from the bank. You have a house, you get a loan, use that loan to open a business, you get. That business will also earn you money. So I really don't understand how someone can say investing in Ugandan real estate is a scam. It's not. You can't build a house or buy a house and it's going to be vacant. No. What you have to do is make sure you've gotten the right property. Buy a good property in good locations with a good amount of money. Do your calculations well. You cannot go wrong with real estate in Uganda. That one, no, you can't go wrong with investing in real estate in Uganda. It's quite a virgin area that is full of potential and opportunity. And I encourage people to invest more in the Ugandan real estate because you cannot go wrong with investment in the real estate industry in Uganda.
Do I think investing in real estate is worthwhile in Uganda? Yes, it is very worthwhile. Number one, because the real estate industry is growing in Uganda. I think you would agree with me on that. For you who is in property management, I think you're seeing more properties coming up, and all these properties need management. First of all, it is I think real estate in general is today, it doesn't stop on just construction, It's not just construction, it's wide. It's getting more wider, which I like that more Ugandans are appreciating it. It's now construction through the developers, and then it has gone to, management. We have people that are in the management sector. We have real estate law, real estate lawyers. We have land law. We have people that are renting out their properties on Airbnb. So it's also getting digital.
Content creation.
Yes, content creation as well. So it's a very worthwhile business because more people are getting to know more about it. And it's also a type of business whereby you invest and you're sure that you're going to earn. One thing I always tell people, like especially my clients, I don't know if you would agree with me on this, and you expect to get money quickly. It's not a short-term business, It's a long-term business that when you invest today, you're not going to get your profits immediately unless you decide to sell, okay? But if you decide you want to keep your property because it's an asset, you want your children to find it. One thing I always tell my clients is that it's a long-term business. You will keep gaining money. You will be able to have a constant cash flow. So if you bought a house or if you have rentals that you have put up, you'll have a constant cash flow monthly. In that, in the event you decide to resell, you're going to sell at a profit, and of which you also
appreciate.
Exactly, thank you, because it has appreciated in value, and you have also been getting this constant cash flow. So that is a business that you're sure you're going to gain from. Yeah, though of course now, well, today one of the things that maybe I have to advise on is that people should now appreciate sustainable real estate. I'm always stressing on that. I think that's a problem that maybe that I'm seeing. Some people.
Let me just cut you short. Maybe some of us may not understand what you mean by sustainable real estate. Maybe could you shed the light on what you mean exactly?
What I mean by sustainable real estate. Okay. So what I mean by sustainable real estate, it means constructing a property that is going to survive the test of time. Like let's say 20 years from now, it is not going to be regarded as I don't know how to term it. It's not going to be regarded as
when it has deteriorated.
Yes, deteriorated or depreciated. Like 20 years from now, it's still going to be a worthwhile investment that if you put it on sale, someone will buy it. So what is a sustainable property? This is a property that, you know, has enough space. It has incorporated, you know, the green factors in there, like let's say it's energy efficient, it's water efficient, it's very accessible. The interior is something that blends in with nature. Okay, like you're using, it does not harm the environment.
Friendly.
Thank you. That's the one we had to use the whole time. Like it's a very environmental friendly property. So that is sustainable real estate. So today, I feel like people should construct more properties that are environmental friendly, whereby you don't need to use a lot of energy. It's energy efficient. You're incorporating sunlight within the property. You're using natural resources.
Natural light and put big windows.
Yes, big windows. You know, such things. Thereby, 20 years from now, let's say maybe it has depreciated because of the paint, because we're in Uganda, it rains, they have sunshine, our weather, so paint will definitely go off, okay? But let's say 20 years from now, you just have to repaint and it is still worth it, okay? Someone can still buy it because people can stay there. Yeah, so that's one thing that maybe I really tell people to, you know, I advise like my clients who want to construct. I tell them, if you're going to construct, make sure you construct property that is indeed going to be sustainable. And it doesn't stop on sustainable construction. It goes beyond to sustainable property management, okay? That even when you're managing that property as a property manager, let's promote managing properties that are sustainable, that you will continue. You will say, does your property have this? Does it support this? For me to manage it, it has to have this. It has to do this. It has to be in line with this. Yeah, so that is one thing that I usually stress about real estate. Another reason why I think it's very worthwhile, today we have more Ugandans that are professional nomads. They have moved out there and then later on they want to come back and settle in their country. We have students that are moving out there. They go for education and then they'll come back. We also have exchange programs. Students are coming into Uganda to study and then they'll go back. They all need shelter.
Even refugees.
Yes, all that.
Hosting refugees and it's helping quite a lot.
Exactly. Thank you so much. It's helping quite a lot. And then we also have people that are in the retirement section. Have I talked about that? Yeah, so we have people in the retirement section as well. It's growing. I feel like today, Frankina, we are moving away from where people used to say, I want to live in my land, and I'm saying yeah, so
no land.
Exactly. So the land is there, but people are now getting out of that, you know, we're now in a different era whereby people are like, I prefer to live in a space that is more manageable for me. So in that space, I can manage each and everything. If I need to visit my farm, I will travel there. Yeah, so more people that are retiring are also looking for spaces that are more manageable for them. So real estate is indeed a very worthwhile business. Tourists are also, you know, coming into Uganda.
Rentals.
Exactly. We need rentals. So it's, for me, it's one of the safest businesses anyone can ever invest in. The only issue that I have to mention is that, I don't know if you'd agree with me on this, it's not yet as affordable. It's not yet as affordable because I think we need to be at a place whereby someone gets out of school, if they're earning 1 million Uganda shillings, they can get onto a mortgage for property ownership, but we're not yet there.
Susan, I also think that the high prices in housing right now in Uganda is because of the high housing deficit.
Yes.
For example, at the moment, I'm being asked for houses for people to rent. People are calling me for houses to rent, but I don't have any.
Yes.
And because I have the advantage of having the few houses, I can increase the rent at whatever amount I want.
Thank you.
So the housing deficit has quite affected the pricing of houses in Uganda. And the only way we can manage it, if we are to bring it down, is to make sure that the houses we are putting in the market increase in numbers, which we are not doing quite so much. We are bringing out like maybe, is it 1,000 houses per year?
Yeah.
Maybe even less. It is not solving the housing deficit as fast as we want it to solve.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I think I should also mention that most of the houses that is coming up, which we regard as decent in Uganda, is actually for the high-end market. Now, there are these low-income earners that also deserve decent housing that is affordable, but they cannot afford. It's desirable, I'm sorry. It is desirable, but they cannot afford it. So that is the only downside. But we are getting there, slowly by slowly.
We shall get there.
Yeah.
And so maybe if I could ask one last question, what do you think are the areas that need improvement? Critical areas that we can improve on in the real estate sector in Uganda?
Okay, critical areas, first, like I said, we need sustainable construction. I think that is a very critical area that we need to, because if we, from sustainable construction, it takes us to sustainable communities, whereby the community will not at one time have to be demolished at a certain point in time. So sustainable construction needs to be stressed. We need laws. The law has to be put, because we have these laws but people do not follow them. Okay, so if these laws and restrictions could only be enforced and put into place, then maybe we can have more communities that are sustainable. Yeah, and then for me that is the main thing. And then like green housing should also be stressed in real estate. That is, for me, that is the most important thing. The law needs to be followed. We need communities that are very sustainable.
Okay, most people think greenhousing is about maybe planting trees and all that. Maybe you could stress it and let us know what exactly greenhousing is.
Okay, so greenhousing, maybe I'll just give some features of a greenhouse. Yeah, so a greenhouse is one that has enough sunlight. You do not have to have electricity during the whole day. The sunlight that comes in is enough to light almost the whole house. How? If you have high ceilings, you have large enough windows that bring in just enough light. Aeration has to be really good so that someone isn't going to suffocate in that house. So if you have a high ceiling, you have enough spacious windows, aeration is going to be really good. And then for aeration to be good in a room, it means it has to be spacious enough. Okay, I'm not saying have a very big house that is almost like a football pitch, but at least let it have enough space that if you have well planned, exactly, thank you. And then it also has to, so for me that is mainly talking about like efficient energy, like you're having sunlight, meaning you're using solar panels. Yeah, so basically that is mainly.
So basically greenhousing, you're advising us to build houses that are going to cause good health to the occupants, and then also are going not to be too expensive for the occupants.
Yes. Okay. And they also won't harm the environment.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That is it from Adravo, Susan. Quite inspiring and good knowledge in real estate.
Yeah.
Thank you, Susan.
You're most welcome.